We're going to be looking at the idea of creating a lead capture website. So 2 examples we will use in this particular lecture is a website where you're capturing life insurance leads, and another one is capturing leads for a painting service or for particular painters. The way that it works is you create a lead capture website that becomes like an authority website. So it might be for a particular area. So say if we're in Australia, it could be, say, Sydney life insurance, or it could be, if you're in America, it could be Chicago life insurance, or it could be, say, New York painters. You're creating some kind of niche or something that actually will bring people in from a particular area to your website, and what you're going to be doing is providing value to them through, a bit of free content on your website, but just having it that you will send out the leads to, say, life insurance salespeople, and they will pay you for the lead. And you can either do that with single leads, where you're sending a lead out to one particular person who might be the best qualified for the job or the closest to the job, and then they pay you a set fee. You might say, okay, here's the general details. I've just omitted to give you their actual contact number and name, but would you like this lead? And you give them, just say, the details of someone saying, I want life insurance, I live in this area, this is a few more details about it. You can even add more detail by ringing up the client and just ensuring it's they call it a qualified lead, that you've actually spoken to them and you know that they're genuinely interested. So those you could potentially sell for a higher price. We've got some tips here for getting started. Profit potential, I'm saying about $1,000 per month, but I could imagine that rising quite quickly if you're in areas, say, like life insurance, but then if you're in an area, say, like painting, where it might actually have a lower cost per lead, then it could be lower than that. And that probably depends on how easy it is for the particular type of professional that you're targeting to be able to get their own work. So if it is in an area where it's really hard for them to get work, or it's quite a high value per transaction, then you're definitely going to have more chance at this being a successful idea. The time cost, because you might be doing, say, phone calls out, you might be just following up leads, it could be up to 20 hours per week in doing it. But in saying that, you could set up the system so it's not many hours per week, and you've just got to check it each day, or twice a day, to make sure leads have come in and have been sent out to the appropriate person. Estimated costs, I've got the standard ones for setting up a website, and also added in that project management software. So if you want to do it that way, of having a website with the project management software side of it for capturing all those leads and sorting them and giving them out to people, that's one option. I've put a link in the actual resources section that you can go on there and see some different options for being able to do lead capture. So there's definitely some other software out there. You could use directory software. You can there's some more specialist software that you can use to do that. So that's going to be that way up between how much time do you have and how much money do you want to spend starting up. Competition I've listed as high, because in some of these areas, say life insurance, people know that there's quite a lot of money in terms of the commissions around that. So the competition is going to be high, but it's mainly just doing your research and making sure you find areas that it could even be kind of almost 1 degree separated from life insurance. You might be targeting life insurance for a particular profession or for a particular area. So that could be something where you're showing your point of difference. A few ideas to get you thinking about this. We've got the insurance painters, someone who wants waste removed, someone who wants a car wrecking quote. I mean, you could do building, anything where someone might be doing a bit of a shop around is something that you could look to make that process a whole lot easier for them. Top 3 tips: having a good system in place. You don't want leads to be to go cold. So in terms of lead capture, they usually say a cold lead is one where there hasn't been much contact, and really likely the person won't want to go ahead, and then it goes all the way up to a hot lead of someone really urgently wanting that particular service. So things like leaving leads for a long time. So just imagining someone going on wanting, say, quotes on having rubbish removed. If you call them back 2 weeks later, I'm guessing they've probably already found someone else to get their rubbish removed. So in that regards, make sure you're always on top of the leads coming in and make sure you've got good systems in place. Qualifying leads could definitely be a way you could add value and potentially increase the cost to the people that you're selling the leads to. So that's one way of doing it as well. And SEO, definitely start that journey of learning about SEO, or you could consider paying someone for it, but it is quite a high cost. If you're looking for a lower cost way of testing this idea out, I'd probably look at getting those systems, qualifying, getting a good source of leads coming in, and then start looking at the SEO, because it is a longer term tactic in building your lead capture business. So jump into the resources section. The next 5 steps, I'd love to see you filling this out and just looking at the different software programs you can use. Look at who's been successful in this space. Jump onto podcasts and type in there, say, lead capture or leads, or just find ways to look at the ways different people have built up capturing leads and being able to sell them, because I do see this as having a whole lot of potential, and I look forward to hearing about your progress in the discussion section on Udemy. Thanks, guys.